So then Dr. Henry suggested to do PRP. I know PRP a little bit, and I know from other people how it worked in a positive way. And of course, I said immediately yes. Why? It goes exactly into what for me is important.
Jumpa lagi teman-teman sekalian. A very good morning to all of you. I have a special guest here. Saya punya tamu spesial. Sebenarnya teman saya sekarang sudah, tapi dia adalah pasien saya, Pak Marcel. Dan dia dari Switzerland ya. Sementara ini bekerja sebagai manajer di salah satu hotel internasional ya di Indonesia ya, di kota lain di luar Jakarta. Tapi saya merawat dia untuk kelainan di bahu kiri dan bahu kanan. Apa yang saya berikan adalah PRP ya. PRP kiri sudah selesai dengan hasil bagus, makanya sekarang datang juga untuk PRP kanan. Let him describe his feelings now, what is the result for him. Jadi bagaimana hasilnya, biarin dia ngomong ya. Okay.
Good morning, everybody. So, I don't speak Bahasa, but I think I picked up a few things of what Dr. Henry just said. So, I'm from Switzerland and I do a lot of exercise. I train.
Jadi saya dari Switzerland dan dia exercise banyak lah ya, berlatih.
I train almost daily and I do CrossFit. That's very taxing on the body.
Yes. Jadi latihannya hampir tiap hari lah ya. CrossFit yang sangat berat sebenarnya untuk badan kita.
Plus I do, and I think that's even, if you want in a medical term, even worse, I do gymnastics or I do calisthenics on gymnastic rings.
Jadi melakukan gimnastik, kalistenik pakai ring segala ya.
So of course, after many years of training and really.
How old are you by the way? Tell them around which decade are you? just to impress you, you know. I'm almost 70. Saya hampir 70. Beliau ini nggak muda juga. Lihat dong badannya.
So I'm about 10 years younger than Dr. Henry.
10 tahun lebih muda ya. Tidak muda banget nih. Okay?
This is the only thing I don't like to say. But at the same time, I think I should be very proud.
Here, when you're 60, you're like coconut. We have a saying, we like coconut. You get more oil, you know. You get more respect. Go ahead.
So, I train very intensively, as I said. And several months ago, I started to have pain in my left shoulder. And
jadi beberapa bulan yang lalu setelah latihan yang berat itu, ada mulai sakit di bahu kiri.
And a little bit later, just to make it shorter, I also developed some pain on the right shoulder.
Jadi kemudian kanan juga mulai ya.
Now, like everybody, at first I just wanted to deny and not look at it because the general idea is if you go to a doctor, he will do number one, MRI, and number two, he will say surgery.
Oke, jadi gini. Jadi pertama-tama saya mau deny lah, saya mau abaikan dulu lah ya. Karena kalau langsung ke dokter itu pasti dia sudah bilang, pasti akan disuruh MRI. Lihat apa di dalam. MRI kemudian dia bilang operasi pembedahan.
And after a while, of course, I went to see a doctor. Why? Number one, I believe that you better prevent, you better take care of a pain. Nobody should live in pain.
Jadi akhirnya walaupun pertama masih menyangkal ya, tapi akhirnya dia putuskan pergi ke dokter karena jadi lebih baik itu pencegahan dia bilang. Lebih baik mencegah supaya sebelum menjadi lebih buruk dan tidak ada seorang pun harus hidup dengan rasa sakit gitu.
And the doctor said exactly what I mentioned before. Let's do an MRI and after that let's do a surgery. And the downtime for that about a year.
Oke, jadi dia ke dokter. Benar seperti yang dia bilang, MRI dulu, kemudian dia bilang memang operasi. Yang masalah adalah downtime-nya. Jadi dia nggak bisa ngapa-ngapain itu selama setahun gitu.
I don't want to be bad now against doctors, but the number one principle as well, which immediately went into my head, a surgeon needs to cut, otherwise he cannot make money.
Good point. Jadi yang saya pikirkan katanya ya, mohon maaf juga nih, kalau ahli bedah itu perlu motong, namanya ahli bedah kan pakai pisau motong. Kalau nggak motong, nggak dapat duit dia. Good point.
So that's my sarcastic. All the
Yes.
doctors, please don't get angry of
No,
me.
no, no, because I'm just laughing at it.
So then, of course, I did not do the surgery. 1 year downtime, for me, I cannot accept. It's too long, and also at my age, somehow, that long downtime will cost too much in my physical exercise and movement, and then the rehab will be very difficult.
Oke. Jadi akhirnya saya berpikir begini, kalau saya operasi, itu saya keberatannya adalah, saya ini downtime-nya kan sampai setahun. Setahun saya nggak bisa latihan, padahal saya terbiasa latihan setiap hari ya. Jadi ini kalau tidak latihan, malah kondisi tubuh saya malah akan jadi lebih buruk ini.
That also stands because even it is a very small surgery, there's always something which also can go wrong. We never know 100% if it will be 100% successful or not. And
Exactly.
surgery is definite.
Yes, exactly. Itu betul sekali dia bilang. Jadi walaupun ini operasi kecil dengan lubang kecil sekarang kan, small incision, keyhole, whatever the term is, itu semua punya risiko. Jadi tidak ada kan seorang ahli bedah yang waras itu bisa bilang pasti, ya kan? Tidak ada yang bisa memastikan hasil yang baik, gitu, dengan melihat segala komplikasinya dan sebagainya.
So I waited. I thought about it, etc. But I think the main reason why I became even more active after that is I wasn't able anymore when I in bed to sleep on one side or the other. It was just painful. And again, no need to have pain.
Ya, jadi walaupun tidak mau operasi, tapi pelan-pelan ini dia kalau tidur di bahunya juga sakit semua. Jadi tentu dia bilang seharusnya tidak boleh ada rasa sakit.
So I am in sport and I started to look around. I looked around on internet, etc. But I also asked a physiotherapist who is a friend of mine who then said, no, for that, most probably you don't need to do surgery. That is wrong. Instead, I know a very good doctor who is specialized in things like this. Go see Dr. Henry. And that's exactly what I did.
Oh, akhirnya dia cari fisioterapi ya, karena fisioterapi bilang memang ini nggak perlu operasi. Dan coba cari, dia tunjukkan ke saya, akhirnya dia bisa datang ke saya. Ya.
And I came, and the first time I explained, I showed my MRIs, we talked a little bit, and I still remember Dr. Henry saying, so what do you want? And I said, I want no pain, I want to exercise, I don't want to have a downtime. What do you think, what can we do in a long-term way as well?
Jadi saya tanya, waktu udah ketemu pertama saya tanya, apa yang Anda inginkan? Dia bilang, saya mau tetap berolahraga, exercise, ya. Saya tidak mau ada downtime, ya, atau saya tidak mau ada sakit. Jadi apa yang terbaik?
So then Dr. Henry suggested to do PRP. I know PRP a little bit, and I know from other people how it worked in a positive way. And of course, I said immediately yes. Why? It goes exactly into what for me is important. It's a non-invasive treatment. It is a possibility to do, see how it goes, and if really there is nothing, we can still go to surgery if that is absolutely needed.
Yes. Jadi akhirnya saya anjurkan kan PRP. Kemudian dia bilang, saya sudah pernah dengar PRP dan pernah dengar juga keberhasilannya. Dan ternyata kan ini bisa dicoba ini dulu, karena kalau misalnya tidak berhasil, toh saya masih bisa pembedahan nantinya. Jadi tidak langsung ke pembedah.
So I adopted the protocol of Dr. Henry for the PRP treatment. And I don't want to say that it is a miracle because in medicine that term does not exist. But at least it is a wow effect for me. Why? And that as well is very individual. Other people might react in a different way. But for me already after the first treatment, after several hours already, and you can say it's placebo or whatever,
Maybe I'm convincing you.
yeah, maybe, exactly.
Placebo effect.
I already felt an improvement.
Oke. Jadi akhirnya dilakukanlah PRP. Jadi dia bilang, saya tidak mau pakai kata miracle lah, ya. Miracle itu kayak mujizat kan, karena di dalam medis sebenarnya tidak ada mujizat. Betul, that's true, very true. You know, there is no such thing miracle in medicine because miracle has everything to do with someone above.
Yeah.
Ya, jadi itu bukan miracle lah dia bilang. Tapi karena cepat sekali dia rasa lebih enak, Jadi dia mau pakai kata wow lah, gitu, wow, efek wow bener nih, jadi bagus sekali gitu.
So that was after the first treatment. I did, of course, several, and I did it on both sides. At the present, I'm finishing on the right side, and I sleep in the night, either on this side or on this side, on the shoulder, while previously it wasn't possible. Today it's possible, I have no pain. And when I exercise, I have absolutely no pain. And that as well gives not only mental energy and power, but it also is just more fun to live in this way.
Yes, oke. Jadi akhirnya kan setelah disuntik kiri kanan, dia merasa sekarang bisa tidur ke kiri ke kanan tanpa rasa sakit. Jadi itu untuk mental health juga lebih baik. Jadi hidup itu juga lebih menyenangkan karena tidak diganggu oleh rasa-rasa sakit ini.
And I think it also goes a bit into that aspect what maybe many people don't yet really understand, and I think it is also at the beginning a bit of medicine, the ability of the body, if we support, to heal by itself.
Yes. Jadi yang paling penting ini katanya, benar. Ini sebagai pasien dia sudah mengatakan, kita sepertinya dulu-dulu juga kita lebih tergantung kepada kemampuan tubuh ini untuk memperbaiki diri sendiri. Kita punya kemampuan loh untuk menyembuhkan diri sendiri. Jadi itu yang harus dimengerti dan dipikirkan, bukan selalu pengobatan langsung gitu.
To be in no pain, I think, is quality of life. To be able to exercise, to be able to just perform whatever you want to do, I think that is, and I think today this is also a very famous term, the beginning of anti-aging.
Yes. Jadi yang kualitas itu yang paling penting adalah tidak ada sakit. Karena kalau tidak ada sakit, kita bisa melatih apapun yang mau kita kerjakan dengan tanpa diganggu rasa sakit. Jadi ini juga exercise itu sangat paling penting, dan ini merupakan unsur yang selalu dipakai disebutkan pada kegerakan anti-aging ini. Jadi anti-aging itu tidak lebih untuk kosmetik ya, tapi untuk kesehatan. Karena tanpa latihan kita nanti penyakit macam-macam.
Yes, correct. I mean, maybe we go into a different topic a little bit, but it's not just how a person looks outside.
Yes.
We can have the perfect face,
Yes.
but if we cannot move,
Yes.
if we cannot pick up something on the floor,
Yes.
something is wrong in our life.
Yeah.
And I think that is even more important than the perfect face,
Yeah.
or maybe the perfect body, whatever that means.
Ya, jadi setuju, dia juga bilang, rupanya dia agak ngerti juga ya, tadi saya bilang memang betul anti-aging itu bukan hanya luarnya aja yang penting. Percuma lu bagus di luar licin semua ya, kinclong semua, tapi mau ngangkat barang sedikit aja dari lantai nggak bisa, apapun yang ngerjain nggak bisa. Yang penting itu kita bisa melakukan banyak kerjaan di dalam hidup kita ini tanpa gangguan rasa sakit.
I think that goes into one of the statements here around in the gym of what you explained to me.
That one?
That
No,
one
that one.
over there, the KKN, statement.
KKN. Indonesia said no KKN but KKN.
Okay, KKN.
KKN. KKN is English. But this is abbreviation in Indonesian. So KKN. Dia bilang ini betul sekali KKN itu. KKN kita kan, jangan kanan kiri nuntun. Loh.
So I can really highly recommend for anybody who has knee or shoulder joint pain, things like that, to really go and see Dr. Henry. I think it is not only because of the story I just explained, but I think also him together with his team, I mean, they look at it and they really, I think in a very objective way, consult each person individually without pushing. Instead, it's more, surgery is a last step. Even so, in the team, you have some very good surgeons as well, who do a fantastic job. And they as well are, let's say, not immediately pushing a person to do that. Instead, I want to say that for me, one of the surgeons in your
Dr.
team,
Eric,
Dr.
yeah?
Eric,
Yes.
he said,
You don't need.
he went even further. He said, no matter what you say, and even if you try to convince me, I will not perform the surgery for you. It's not necessary.
That's
and I
good.
think that is amazing.
That's good.
So a big thank you to Dr. Eric for that, but also really a big thank you to you, Dr. Henry, for this.
Jadi saya terjemahkan dulu. Jadi I'm not paying you anything to say this,
No,
right?
you know.
Okay.
I actually said, if you need any testimonial, I'm
Okay.
very happy because I feel so amazed, so happy that I would like to share that with some
Yeah.
other people. No, there's no payment or anything.
jadi
No.
saya bilang-
I'm Swiss. We're not into that.
Saya bilang, gua nggak bayar lu kan lu ngomong gini, karena dia ngomong baik-baiknya kita, dan dia juga ngomong tim kita ini sangat suportif lah. Jadi ada anak buah saya, karena dia ketemu juga anak buah saya, Dr. Eric, malah Dr. Eric bilang, ini nggak perlu operasi. Bahkan kalau Anda mau operasi, saya nggak mau lakukan. Itu. Jadi saya cuma mesti bilang, I have to tell you that all of my team member, they are the same. They have the DNA of mine. So we are not into money.
Yeah.
Definitely we are not into money, but we are here to help out people. Kita di sini untuk bantu orang. Kalau kita berbuat baik, saya percaya, saya ini orang beragama. Saya percaya, when you do good to people, somebody above is very happy. Itu balasan kita nanti dari atas, bukan dari mereka. Mereka ini cuma sementara dari Swiss datang ke Indonesia bekerja. Kita berbuat baik, apakah dia bisa balas saya? Belum tentu. Mungkin sebentar lagi he will return to his country. Maybe he will not be able to repay me. But what I'm doing good to other people, waktu saya berbuat baik kepada orang lain, membuat orang lebih sehat, I will get my payment actually, believe it or not, from above. Jadi saya dapat balasan saya bukan dari pasien. Saya dapat balasan saya dari yang empunya langit dan bumi.
Thank you very much for everything.
kasih banyak.
Really. Thank you very much.